All right, what's up, HBCU fam? It's the OG Mark Gray. Thanks for hanging out with us on this edition of the HBCU Sports Nation, the only place in cyberspace that keeps it real and gives you the facts with a Z. Anyway, big weekend last weekend. You had Alcorn State beating Alabama State in overtime after the Hornets missed a game-time field goal. You had the Southern Jaguars pitching a shutout in a big conference victory. You had Hampton winning their first ever Colonial Athletic Association game over Richmond. And then there's one of the wildest finishes ever as North Carolina Central pulls off a heart-stopping victory. Let's go to the scoreboard first. We'll have highlights a little bit later on in the show. Hampton knocks off Richmond 31-14. Huge win for the Pirates program there. Team that leaves the MEAC, goes to the Southern Conference, then moves to the CAA, finally getting a dub. Huge win as they knock off the Spiders. Southern, a 27-0 shutout victor over Arkansas Pine Bluff. Maybe it's time that Eric Dooley's offense is beginning to find itself. And of course, Alcorn State, a 23-20 win over Alabama State in overtime. And we'll have more on that because we know you want to roll through there. Elsewhere in the SWAC, Grambling, a 35-20 winner over Prairie View. So maybe, just maybe, the time has come for the Grambling offense to show its true colors. Number 18, Florida A&M, a 31-7 victor over Mississippi Valley State. And the Delta Devils, I mean, come on, man. If you're not going to put the money into the program, why are you going to continue to put those kids in harm's way? UT Martin knocks off Tennessee State as the struggles for Eddie George continue in Nashville. 20-10 was the count in that OVC matchup. In a interconference game, big win for the MEAC. Howard knocks off Robert Marsh 35-10 while Morgan goes on the road. Morgan can't score. They don't have a quarterback. You know, that's just really what it is in Baltimore right now. A 45-3 pounding. It's simple. Put 10 in the box, make them go over the top. They can't beat you. North Carolina A&T comes back into the MEAC. They knock off Norfolk State 28-26. While the 13th ranked team in all of FCS, North Carolina Central, gets a big win over Campbell in overtime with a walk-off field goal. We'll have some highlights of that one in just a little bit. Delaware State gets a big win over D2 Virginia University at Lynchburg. Hey, something about the name Lynchburg, I don't even want to have nothing to do with it. Alabama A&M restores the dominance of Division I in the great state of Alabama, knocking off Tuskegee 58-3. Texas Southern, and until this weekend, I didn't know there was a Lincoln University in California, but Texas Southern put a 52-0 beat down over the team from the West Coast. Now look, on the other side, we got more of what you came here for. I got some highlights from the big games and a lot more. It's the HBCU Sports Nation. We rolling out now.
College, stand up! HBCU!
All right, let's get to some highlights, and we'll start in Richmond, Virginia. Chris Zealous rushed for 2 touchdowns and passed for another to lead Hampton to a 31-14 win over Richmond. Zealous, 24 of 34 passing for 256 yards. Elijah Burris, 115 yards rushing on 16 carries. Pirates now improved to 3-1, 1-0 in the conference, and they outgained the Spiders 497-260. To Alabama, Huntsville, the Space City, Quincy Casey threw for 4 touchdowns. Alabama A&M beat Tuskegee 58-3. Casey was 17-27 passing for 296. Xavier Langford came in to add a 42-yard TD pass. Keenan Hambrick, 5 catches, 147 yards, and 2 scores. Jacoby Hewitt had 2 TD catches. Braxton Tolliver had 1 for the Bulldogs, who are now 2-2. And North Carolina Central perhaps with the biggest upset of the weekend, gets Darius Richard to run for 4 touchdowns and pass for another. Latrell Collier scored in overtime, and Central edged Campbell 49-48. Campbell opened the overtime period with a 13-yard touchdown pass from Haj Malik Williams to Ezra Anderson, but Caleb Dowden missed the extra point. Collier then comes on Central's first play, and Adrian Olivo wins the game with an extra point in overtime. The kick is good. Central gets the 49-48 win. There's a reason that the Eagles are ranked 13th in the nation. Those are your highlights from this week. Hey, that does it for this week's edition of the HBCU Sports Nation. Remember, log on to Facebook and become a part of the HBCU Sports Nation family, and we'll be right back here to do it again. Same bat time, same bat channel next week. Till next time, it's your boy, the HBCU OG Mark Gray. And as always, I look forward to seeing you around the HBCU Sports Nation.